For years, I wanted to start YouTube, but then I kept putting it back. I even remember I bought a camera once, I had to return it. But then I realized it wasn't because I didn't want enough. It wasn't because I didn't want to do it. It was just because there were a lot of things that was holding me back. I was being limited and I let people dictate my life for me. And finally, I'm here to share that story. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Oyindamola and welcome to Just Being Oyindamola. So guys, grab your popcorn, grab your coffee, grab a cup of tea, or grab your martell and let's chat. I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel and create content, and that dream started back in 2020 during COVID lockdown. And that was because everybody couldn't go to work. You know, we're just in the house, we're just locked out. And I've always admired watching people videos, you know, watching their reels on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, and other social media platforms. But then I felt like I was really limited. And I felt like I couldn't do it because I was limited. And speaking about limitation, that's because at that point in time I told my then fiancé in 2020 that I wanted to start a YouTube channel and I wanted to create content, and it was like, no, you can't do that. And I asked for the reason, and the reason was just because you're going to be a housewife, you are mine, I get to dictate your life. Not like dictate your life, but I get to, you know, get to be the one to tell you the things that you can do and the things that you cannot do, because I'm finally getting married to you. And just because I know that I'm in love, I love this thing, and society has already put that thing in place to make you feel like marriage is an achievement. And as a lady, if you're not married, it means that you've not achieved something in life. And I settled so much in that statement, and I'm glad right now that I'm like not settling in that statement anymore, because at that point in time I felt like if I get married, it means that I have achieved something great in life. Little did I know that achievements can be in form of anything. Achievements can be you, you know, getting a job that pays your bill, that makes you happy. Achievements can be you giving birth to a child. Achievements can be you just even being single, just doing the things that you love, just doing the things that you enjoy, just doing the things that you find happiness in. Achievements can be anything that just makes you happy, that brings food to your table, that makes you happy, that just makes you live as a person. Achievements can be you even buying clothes. Achievement can be you buying maybe a Coach bag or a Chanel bag or something. So at that point in time, I felt like if I start this content creation or I start a YouTube channel, it was going to be a problem in my relationship. It was going to be a thing of, oh, this lady is not submissive, I don't think I'm ready to get married to this person. And I didn't want to lose him at that point in time, because I was in love, because I felt like, what was I looking for when I've already got someone here? I've already got someone that's actually engaged to me, that got me engaged. I've got someone that loves me, I've got someone that cares about me, and I already have a child for this person. So what exactly am I looking for? Why do I want to make YouTube or creating content be the problem in my marriage and all of that? So I settled for it. I'm like, okay, I wasn't going to do it. It limited me, and every time I just come across people video, most especially some of my favorite content creators and some of my favorite YouTubers and all of that, I just look at their videos, I watch their videos, and something in me just keep telling me like, why didn't you do this? Why are you not doing this? But then I just, put fast forward to 2022, and we moved to the UK, and that's a big chapter of our life. I know that some people can actually relate, moving from one place to another. It doesn't necessarily have to be like you moving from your own country to another country. It can be you moving from one state in your country to another state. We know that it can be really overwhelming. We know how tiring it can be and all of that, and we know that we're just going to start navigating our life. In your country, like, states, moving from states to states is still like much more okay, but then it's got its overwhelming part as well. But like moving from Nigeria to UK, like changing change in diversity, change in a lot of things, change in culture, change in food and all of that. There were a lot of changes and all of that. So it was a very big chapter of my life. And at that point in time, we were just trying to, navigate life. We were just trying to, like, as a family of 3, we were just trying to, like, get ourselves together, make sure that we get to know ourselves, like, know things around us. We get to, like, just navigate everything in general. And it was a very big thing, and was a very big chapter of our life. And I just remember that, okay, I think I'm in a country whereby I can, easily get this GS for my content creation and all of that. And I pitched it again to this person, and it was like, no, you can't do that, yada yada yada, all stuff like that. And it was so crazy. I just had to, like, put my dream on the hold. I'm like, okay, I think this is never going to happen, in as much as it was something that I've always wanted to do, in as much as it was something that I love to do. Sometimes I just sit in my room and I just make a video of myself and just be like, oh, hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I just make practice videos and all of that. And I just feel like, yeah, I think I've got the spark and I can do this, but then I can't do this because someone told me that I cannot. And fast forward to 2023, I got into another chapter of my life. And that chapter of my life was a really, really crazy one, because I get to be a single mom. I get to be the only one that has to, like, protect my child, provide for my child, provide for myself, get to work, get to make sure that everything like around me is good and all of that. And yeah, it was a really crazy one for me. So I'm like, no, I don't think I'm going to do this. And I remember, I think it was 2022, I made a YouTube video with my friend. Her name is Tara Olaleye on YouTube. I made a YouTube video. We were just talking about, I think, situationship, relationships and all of that. And I remember that we were supposed to do the second part of the video. But at that time, I think in 2023, when I got to this new chapter of my life that I never thought I would, like, be in, I never thought that it was gonna happen, I couldn't make that video because we were supposed to, like, make the second part of the video. But I couldn't bring myself down to make that video because at that point in time, I was exhausted, I was emotionally drained, I was physically drained, I was just trying to survive. I was literally not living. It was just like a survival mode for me. I just wanted to, like, make sure that I go to work, I make money, I take care of my child, I do this, I do that. I didn't even have the time for myself because it was a lot on me. And I just left that dream on hold. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to do this YouTube ever. That season really changed me. And I remember that my faith was really low and my fear was on the high side. Like, my fear was like 70% and my faith was like 30%. And I remember that there was a friend of mine then in Nigeria. Her name is Ife, and she used to be like, we need to pray, you need to keep your faith high, you need to hope for the best, you need to make sure that you're living, you're not surviving, you're not just surviving, you're living, you're like happy and all of that. And I remember that she always, like, speak the word into me. She always, like, talk to me, send me links of our prayer, because I used to join NLP prayer, and it was thing that I do. Like, I send to my friend, I send the links to my friend, the link of the prayer to my friend every morning. But I just find myself at that point in time that I wasn't doing it. I couldn't even bring myself to pray because I feel like, do I even have the time to pray? Like, I've got a lot of things going on in my head. I've got a lot of things that I need to do. So why? Like, it was so crazy then. And I started praying, and I made sure that my faith was my anchor at that point in time. I held on to it and I started praying. And I remember that I wasn't just surviving anymore. I was actually living, because God keeps coming through. It keeps showing up and showing up in my life. And best believe that was a very good thing. Like, it was a very good thing in my life. I was so, like, not like I had everything, but it felt like I had everything, because I had that peace of mind. I get to do what I want to do. And that was when this whole YouTube thing started coming and all of that. Then I think before then I'd already ordered for a camera in 2022, and I had to, like, return the camera because I couldn't do it at that point in time. But then I started thinking, I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm not going to do it. It was just a thing of, okay, let me get settled first and all of that. And yeah, there was a Bible verse that carried me through those season of my life, and I think the Bible verse is Isaiah 60 22. It says, when the time is right, the Lord will make it happen. And I'm so glad that the time is right now and is making it happening. And I'm so glad that I can actually do this. Like, there's no fear in me. I've got a lot of faith in me, and it's my anchor that I'm holding on to. And I'm so glad that I do not let people limit me anymore. I'm so glad that I do still care about what people would say, honestly, but it's not on the 80-20% anymore. It's now on the 80-20, which means like 80 of, like, I don't care about what people will actually say when I get to finally do this YouTube or start to create content or start to do the things that I love to do. Like I said, that verse actually just reminds me that, like, God timing is always perfect, and every time that I'm down, every time that I feel unsure about something, I just go back to that verse and I keep praying on it and be like, God, when the time is right, just make it happen. And I know that there's another verse that says, I am the Lord that works behind the scene. That verse has always been up to date. That's always been something that whenever I'm going through any challenges or whenever something is not right, I just go to my God and I just say, God, you are the one that works behind the scene. There's nothing too hard for you to do. You will do this. This has to happen. And it has always worked for me. And to be really, really honest, this is supposed to be a story about how I was limited. And yeah, I remember that most of the time back then when I tell this, like when we talk about this whole YouTube thing, or when I talk about creating content, it's always like, oh, our culture, what do you want my parents to say, what do you want my family to say, I don't want you to be out there, I don't want to, it was a kind of thing of like shrinking me. It was like really shrinking me into who I was not. Hey, I'm genuinely happy that I get to finally do this, and I'm actually doing this right now, and I can actually say that, hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And this has been something I've always wanted to do over the years, and I'm so glad right now that I'm saying this and I'm doing this right now. If there's one thing I would want you to take away from this whole story, is that I would say that if you've been wanting to do something, you've been feeling scared because you don't know what people would say, you don't know how you're going to go about it, you don't know how it's going to happen, I'd say that you should not be scared. You should seek God first. You should speak to God. You should have that faith in yourself. You should have that same motivation that keeps making you feel like, oh yeah, I want to do this thing. It's the same way you should go to your God and speak to God about it. And I know that for sure God is not deaf and God is not dead. He's going to listen to you and he's going to give you the answer. You might feel like sometimes it's late, because thinking about it, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 24, 25, 26, and I'm just doing this right now. It feels like it's late, but I think that it's just a thing of, when the time is right, the Lord will make it happen. And honestly, I feel like I would say that those years I'll be like, oh, okay, it's because I'm not stable, it's because I'm going through some things in my life, it's because this new chapter of my life just surfaced and all of that. But God works in a very different way. Like, I feel like those times are not the right time for me to do it, and that's why he didn't do it, and that's why he's just doing it now. So like, just speak to God. Do not let anybody make you feel less of yourself. Do not let anybody dictate your life. Do not let anybody shrink you into what you're not, and do not be fearful, do not be scared. Just do more of what makes you happy. Like, I'm going to always say this because that's like my go-to quote. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and if you have stayed with me until the end, I really do appreciate this. Thank you so much, and please do not forget to like, comment and subscribe, and share to someone that this might serve as an encouragement to them or something. And I'll see you guys in my next video, and please do not forget to comment and let's chat. Thank you so much. Bye guys, see you in my next video.